Well, what's the date? What day is it? 19th. Hey everybody, this is Doc Mack from the Galloping Ghost Arcade out in Brookfield, Illinois. We are doing one of our longly awaited podcasts here.
Long overdue.
Very long overdue. And we are joined by Pete Hahn.
Hey everyone.
James White.
Peace.
And Seth Young.
Good afternoon.
So, thanks everybody for being here.
Got a lot to cover.
Yes,
No worries.
it's been a long time since we've done one of these. Just a brief introductions. Pete, you've been at the arcade for how long now?
It's 2.5 years, 3 years, I don't know, something like
Several years.
that. Yeah, several years.
And you have how many world records under your belt?
19, maybe 20. I don't know. I gotta check.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And also one of the best Cyrax players in Mortal Kombat
Thank you.
2011.
Yes. Thanks
Yes.
for the intro. I'll take it.
James White, you've been coming here since the start.
Yeah, I think right after a month right after this, the Ghost Open, I started coming here curious to see what this place is like, and bingo, it changed my life forever.
And you are our 2012 Gamer of the Year.
Correct.
And you are the holder of also many, many, many world records.
Mostly house scores, but I have 15 world records.
Nice.
Very
That's
impressive.
quite a number.
That's
I
very
did the math.
impressive.
That's 15 more than me.
And Seth, for those that are unfamiliar with him, he is I believe you're our newest
You're our
member.
newest staff member, yeah.
So,
Thank you.
And currently our lead tech, which, as me and Brandon have been pulled away to Dark Presence, we are very fortunate and thankful to have you here keeping the games up and running.
Well, it's good to be aboard. I like doing it.
He's one hell of a guy.
He has
Whenever I ask him, Seth, well, there's a problem, he gets done. He's a very trustable guy.
Well, a lot of the technical stuff comes from the players that play the games. So it's the feedback of when joysticks aren't responding or certain directions or when buttons aren't firing or at certain times. Since I personally don't push the button 40,000 times to see that it's working perfectly, I rely on a number of the gamers, like James, to tell me when some of the games are going out of whack.
Well, we definitely appreciate what you've done in the short amount of time that you've been here and helping keep everything up and running, and thank you very much for that from the outset. So.
Well, you're welcome, and I look forward to keep going on it.
Awesome. So let's see. It's been a long time since we recorded one of these.
Yeah. Maybe since we introduced Seth, maybe we'll let everyone know that we've got 2 more staff members on as well.
Yes.
Eddie and Mike, if you haven't met them yet, they're working on the arcade floor. I don't think they're doing any production stuff, right?
No.
No.
And also John Haruza.
And Haruza has been doing weekends. Everyone knows Haruza the Bruiser
Yes.
from Injustice and Ghost Battle series for his Nightwing. But Eddie and Mike are just working at the arcade for now. Mike's the guy with the longer hair. If you need directions to find them, but they're both great additions. They're both picking stuff up really quickly, and we're really grateful to have them on board.
Yes, it's been, again, very interesting with all the growth that's been happening at the arcade and the recent expansion that has added so many games to the arcade floor. We've always been very selective of who we have working here, and it's been much needed, several additions to the staff, just with so many of the other employees going back to productions like Jeremiah and Brandon and Will, who were working the arcade, are now back full-time on productions. So,
Cool.
But yeah, we're bringing up the expansion. We had expanded the arcade floor with the help from the fundraiser, and we did that right in time for our Shang Tsung's Fight Night that we held not too long ago. And since then, we were able to add 30 more games.
31.
31.
Yeah. Well, with
30.
30.
Was that? We're up to 470.
471, I thought.
471, or is it 472?
I don't know. Maybe you're right. You'd know better.
470 plus.
Yeah.
Over 470 games.
Tilde.
Aim for 500.
That is the goal. We have a few games on the arcade floor that we have yet to repair. Star Trek,
Can't wait for that one.
Galaxy Force 2,
Death Race.
Death Race,
My favorite game.
Marble Madness.
Marble Madness. What else do we have? Dragon's Lair, which we was working on that earlier today. I think those are the... Punisher. That cabinet's up. That's currently a Tekken cabinet, but that will be Punisher.
Okay.
Bubbles?
Bubbles is on the floor.
Yeah, but it's not...
It's just not plugged in.
Okay.
But it's on the floor.
Okay.
And working. And on our list.
You can find an outlet for it.
Yes.
That won't take down 13 more games.
But yeah, that's been... With the expanded space, we were able to put up just a bunch of really good, rare games.
Lunar Lander.
Lunar
You
Lander.
put up Mace, Dark Age, which
That was donated to us
at Shang Tsung's Fight Night.
at Shang Tsung's Fight Night.
Yep.
That was by Michael Jensen,
Mhm.
who also donated Bloodstorm to us.
Yep.
We brought those in. But yeah, that having those here and getting that space open, yeah, we were able to bring in a lot of great classic games. 720, X Multiply.
Oh, we got Circus Charlie in there too.
Cosmic Cruiser.
Yeah.
Cosmic Cruiser is the seventh game that's on the floor but not up.
Okay.
What else did we put up?
What else went in there?
Roadrunner. Oh, the Pit.
Omega Race is kind of in there. The Pit's in there. Yeah.
How did
Omega.
we forget the pit?
The
Gee,
Pit.
how could we forget?
That's
How did you let us forget?
a good segue. James White recently taking down the world record that was up there since
June of '83, I want to say.
Almost 32 years. I can't believe it.
That's pretty incredible, James.
After
Congratulations.
after maybe a week.
Yeah.
I only be still by like 400 or 500 points, but still it's incredible.
1 point beats that
Yeah.
world record.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, James. Your name is on the top.
Yeah.
Is that a game that you had played before?
Well, when I was watching Starcade in the past, I'll answer your question. Like the game show that was on from '82 to '83, I've seen it. I had it on our Mamie unit, which I rarely play. Then somehow just somebody just clicked in, and then that's the thing. When I learn for a game, I just I don't know. I feel like the pinball wizard, like from that. Tommy the Who sometimes, except I'm not blind, dumb, and deaf. I do have a learning disability, but like I said, no excuses from that. I mean, back to the Pit, it was sometimes I see tips on I just says YouTube, but
Yeah.
it's
I do a lot, yeah.
and I'd say that's it is a challenging game. I really would recommend people play that game if they're sane enough.
That went up. We picked up 5 games out of state, and that was Circus Charlie, The Pit,
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Without scoring
We
Phoenix.
had the cocktail table event. We upgraded to an upright, which very happy about that. What else did we get from that? Roadrunner came from there.
Congo
Yeah,
Bongo?
us.
Congo,
It
no,
was
that
like
was
one.
from,
Was
like
blasted
That was
from
one.
that.
that was from the second trip out that way,
Okay.
when we picked up Blasted and no,
I don't remember.
yeah. Well, we picked up. It was mostly Century games, and Konami, but yeah, it was. That was definitely the quiet one of the group, the Pit. Like a lot of the regulars jumped in and played Circus Charlie. Kick was the other one that we picked up in that.
AKA Kickman.
Yes, we kept that one very quiet for a little bit just because we were using it in the T20 tournament.
Yep.
Which went over very well. Solar Fox, another game that we added to the floor recently, also released at the T20. The T20.
We kind of focused, on keeping a lot of those secret for a little bit.
Yes, we had 5 games. The T20 was a 20-game tournament that we ran a couple weeks ago.
Like 3 weeks ago now?
Was it 3 weeks?
2 or 3 weeks, yeah.
We had 5 games. It was a tournament in 20 games. 5 of those games we launched at that tournament, and that was Bubbles, Solar Fox, Kick,
Monster Bash.
Monster Bash.
Yeah.
and
Was X multiplayer? No, that was already on. The
that
floor.
was already on the floor.
Uh,
There was a lot of people. Some people's favorite game was X
Blasted?
Multiplayer. Blasted was it.
Yeah, that's right.
But again, huge thanks, Seth, getting everything up and running for that. Like those games, we kept those hidden in our back room, and really weren't even able to test them before the night of the tournament. So we got here. It was me, Brandon, and Jeremiah got here at like 3 a.m. and started moving stuff over and doing our final tests. And it was like, oh, this doesn't work. We got to get it up and running.
Yep.
And yeah, T20. I think it went over pretty well.
I do too. Like, I think we'll definitely be able to improve on it based on what we know now, and I think next year hopefully we get a lot more people coming due to the fact we're not going to have overlapping dates like we did this year.
Yes.
If we can plan it to not overlap with Fun Spot. But it was a great turnout. We had people from everywhere. We had a few Canadians come out. We had Martin come out.
John McAllister
John
was here.
McAllister came out. Yeah, we had
Zurst.
Zurst with a great performance. He ended up winning.
Yes.
Yeah, it was incredible. He put up great scores in so many of the games, and then he set up massive Dimahu score.
Yes.
After the tournament.
Yeah, there's a lot of world records that went on during that weekend.
Yep.
New Splatterhouse world record.
New contactee record.
New contactee world record. You did a new.
I had a new Darius run, yeah.
Yes.
Darius Gaden, yeah, that came out of nowhere. Just ended up playing it and it happened, but that was awesome.
Yeah, and you've since then got several. You've done a perfect run.
Yeah, I've done a couple no death runs. I haven't beaten my score, but if I stick with the game, I think I can hit a 10 million point score within a matter of like a week or two,
Really?
which would be nice to have. I'm so close. I'm at 9.8.
Are you at all distracted by the new Gradius 4 being on the floor?
Very distracted. Like I stayed after work and played that for a bit yesterday, but it's a lot of fun. I still want to put time into Darius Gaden and X Multiply, but Gradius 4 is like the new thing that's in front of my eyes, kind of distracting me right now. But I'll get to all of them eventually.
It's a lot of stuff on your plate to play.
Yeah, it's a good problem.
Well, going on with that, James, what are you playing right now? Are you done with the pit, or are you still going?
I'm done with the pit, unless someone.
Someone challenges you.
Yeah,
You seem like you like to go with a game until you get it, and then you're just done with it for a while. Like you get laser focused on it.
Yeah, I mean, knowing you guys, there will always when there is a oldie but goodie or some good challenging game out there, I'm already on it. Like one time when Doc and I were at Fairfield, Iowa, when I requested Vanguard, and I made that joke, funny comment, you gotta get the game, and he did, and I already claimed house score in that game, not the world record, but the house score. And I know I have playing house scores. Everybody knows that, but I mean, I really go to Doc and say, there's a certain game like Vanguard that made my day. Why? Because I always say back in like 1983, I was visiting my uncle back when he was living in Colorado, and there was a sort of like stand-up cocktail version, a really weird, and you'll probably say, stand-up cocktail version of Vanguard, and I already put 100K on that.
Wow.
The first game I ever scored 100K on any game. That's a memorable one for me, Vanguard. Yes, indeed.
Cool. What is it? Are you playing right now, or what are you playing right now?
I mean, I was playing a little bit of time. Probably the joystick's better.
Cool. Yeah, he just adjusted that.
Very nice.
Yep.
I know you like. So you like telling me what games you want to see. Have you ever played? I like asking you if you've played these games.
Okay.
Have you ever played Vanguard 2?
Yes, I have.
Do you like
Very
it?
tough.
Because it is currently in the vaults, and it might be up maybe in the upcoming week, if that is something of interest to you.
I'm up for it.
Another world record in your future?
I don't know. I mean, anything's possible.
Did you play Gradius 4 yet?
Oh, I mean, the new one.
Yep.
Oh, I think I beat the first level boss. Was a tough game.
It is
nice
tough.
graphics, but it's very, very hard. Harder than any greatest game I've ever played.
Yeah, it's
Really?
probably the hardest one I've played. Well, I played 3, but that doesn't count because that's ungodly hard.
Yeah.
But Yeah, of the first one of Life Force of Nemesis. That's definitely the hardest one right now.
Seth, what about you? What are you playing?
I just play Bubble Bobble over and over and over again. I hark back to my Nintendo days playing it with my sister, and I think it's the pretty close, or the closest representation of a game that was on a console game that I played when I was a kid. So I'll continue to go back to that. It's light and fun, and even when you die, it's still kind of comical.
So remember that one had a really good port for NES. Like everything was pretty close, right?
It was dead on.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's different.
Oh, cool.
Did you play? We recently added Nightmare in the Dark to the arcade floor, which is a Neo Geo MVS game. Did you check that one out yet?
I haven't seen it yet. What is it? A vertical shooter?
No, it's like Bubble Bobble.
Oh, all right. I will check it out then.
It's very similar.
Hard.
More very hard.
I played it.
What'd you think of it?
I got up to that first boss, and I do not know how to be I don't know. No spoilers for me, but I'll figure out how if I play it again.
Cool.
Let's see, we've got.
You want to do upcoming events now?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's so following up from the T20, we've had a little bit of time to recoup, and we have a lot of events coming up. I believe we're actually going out this weekend to do an event with John Parrish out in Bolingbrook, dropping off 6 arcade games there to be part of that.
Cool.
We have Wizard World coming up in a few months, and let's see, we're being involved in a Pixels launch party event, the new movie that's coming out. But coming up in the following week is going to be our big Shmups tournament.
Yep. And I'll be running that. I'm kind of right now going through, and I've almost solidified a list of games that we're running. It's going to be probably 10 games or less. I'm probably going to stick with 10. But we want the Shmups crowd and all of our regular customers, any new customers, to get in on it. I'm going to try to pick games that are mostly easy to get into, but do have depth after you give them some time. So if you put time into them, you'll be able to put up a decent score. But Shmups, as everyone I'm sure knows, are one of my favorite genres, at least the horizontal ones. So I'm hoping to see a lot of people come out, people that came out for T20. Hopefully Zerst can make it. Hopefully all of our regulars that are into Shmups. If we can get anyone out, like Pete Gores, Matt Walters, all those guys. If any of you guys want to come out, we'd greatly love to. We'd like to see you there for the event.
Any hints as to some of the games? Or you
some new, some old. Some new, some old.
Are you going to be flooding it with Darius games and?
No, I won't. I'll mix it up pretty well. Like I wanna not have it be just the Shmupath Han, but sorry, bad pun, very bad pun.
It worked though.
No, it's going to be a little bit of stuff I like, stuff that I think is a good representation of people like just learning. There's going to be some games that if you have foreknowledge of them, you're going to kill everyone's score too. So I didn't want to have too much of that in there, and hopefully not everyone. These are not games that I know that people are on the. Some of our regulars don't have massive scores in these games, so as long as no one's really played them much before, everyone's going to be basically on equal footing, even though they've been on the floor for a while. I'm trying to pick stuff that's not someone's game. Like if I pick Donpachi Daiojo, I know Matt Walters is just going to walk in and mop everyone in that game. But I'm trying to pick stuff where I know people are not already masters of.
Interesting.
Yep.
Are we going to be streaming that at all, or?
I'm going to be doing some recording. I want to have one streaming station. Like I want to pick where I have one game that's going to be streamed for a certain amount of time, and just leave the stream there. And it'll probably be one of the better games of the tournament, I think. So I don't want to give away the game yet, though. But I think I already know which game I want to have being featured on the stream. And then we're going to use the little cameras to record some of the better runs. Like I want to get some of the best runs recorded and put up on YouTube as well.
Very cool. Speaking of which, I've noticed a few of our cameras going out recently with some of the players, and I noticed you did you record your Darius Gaiden run?
I record on was it Friday or Saturday? I did a no death run on Darius Gaiden just to have one. Wasn't my best scoring run it could have been if I used one less bomb and knocked off the last boss's tail because it's worth like 900,000. I could have broke 10 million in that run, but I did a no death run just to have one and kind of show everyone what this is what if
Can't be done.
What can be done, yeah. But at the 10 million points is close. I'll get there soon.
Very cool. James, are you gonna come to the Shmups event?
There's only one I have a world record in, and one I can only beat. We already know what that is. And if
Well, I don't. Fill in the rest
Forgotten
of the
Worlds.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. I mean, well, that's the only one that hardly anyone could just.
That is a tough game.
Tough. I mean,
At the T20, the former professional gamer, well-known gamer,
I respect the guy Isaiah Triforce Johnson.
Isaiah Triforce Johnson came in. He was in town for the Nintendo World Championships. Stopped on by, and he went right over to Forgotten Worlds, and he's like, "Oh, I heard James White took my world record score. I got to get this back." And he was on it for hours.
Probably 3 hours.
Easily
Maybe.
3 hours.
And James, your score stood. You're
Well,
solidified, quote unquote.
Yeah, well, first of all, I respect everybody. Even Isaiah Triforce Johnson, Billy Mitchell, Richie Knuckles, which all have world records and stuff. And, I mean, really, when it comes to that game engine, I mean, sure,
That's
like
impressive.
I am impressive, but I still respect. I don't trash talk. I just
No.
I respect people. Then he said, "I got to talk to you, James." And I said, "No, talk to you." But really,
You're one of the most cordial gamers that I know.
thank you.
Pleasant.
Thanks. I'm not trying to say to everybody.
Kid friendly.
That's the thing. I like kids. I like kids. But here's the thing: when I give certain people or kids advice, like some games, I don't even bring this up. I'll name a few. Like one Cubert. Doesn't matter. I just tell them when coily's on your tail, just hop on the disc. Sometimes the controls for some people are difficult to ace. Just today I got level 6 and broke 150. That's another score. That's another topic. But I just when I watch them, I just don't hog the game over them. I just stand from a distance and just watch them. And then I just go up and said, just for the record, you can jump on those discs to lure a snake off. Some people get it, some people, well...
Yeah, I see you oftentimes by Tron giving people hints. That's one of your games you like to watch over and support people.
I used to. I'm fair at it. I get the highest survey was 150,000. I still say I'm fair. I have the house score on the discs of Tron. Mm-hmm. And not to bring this topic up, I wonder if the Tron guy is listening out there.
Tron guy, if you're out there, James White's still waiting for you.
3 games. Tron, discs of Tron, I'm going to throw in Robotron.
Wow.
It's awesome.
We've calling out the Tron guy again.
Yep.
Hopefully we've been having a lot of industry people here lately. It'd be great if the internet celebrity, the Tron guy, would come forward and step up to face you, James.
Well, it's a miracle. No one knows where he is. He was internet celebrity or not. I gotta tell you, Tron guy. All his claim to fame is wearing that Tron suit. I don't know him. I just see him on TV.
Does he have a score?
No.
Good at oh.
No, he's just
a guy in a Tron suit.
Look him up. Look up. He was on one time America's
Sorry,
Got.
I've seen Daft Punk. I'm sure it's.
No. He was one time on America's Got Talent back in 2011, and we all know what happened there. It's just he got booed off. Really, if anyone is, let me tell you, anyone out there knows what Tron guy is at an event, just invite me over there. I will publicly challenge him to come to the Ghost. Hell, I'll even one of my passes just for that. I mean, that would be a blessing if he just came over there. We've had Billy Mitchell, Walter Day, the legendary Walter Day, and so much other gaming celebrities. I'm just an average one, and I'm going to spoil another thing that this August, me and my family, this time it's for my father, this time is going to get a trading card from Walter Day. I mean, for servitude. I mean, my father, he's a great man. Well, when we first went to Fairfield, Ottumwa, he said, "Hey, where are the beverages and drinks and desserts?" He immediately took action, and Walter was really impressed by that. Even
At T20, he was a huge help too.
Yeah.
Yes, I could tell you one thing. I love my father, but I could never be like him in his organizational ways. Sure, I run a volleyball gym, Lifetime Fitness, but when it comes to his organization, I mean, I don't think anyone could try and top him, because I'm the matter, he's the mind.
Well, it's awesome that he's so supportive and helpful throughout the all the community events and stuff.
And I can't believe go on.
Oh, just with everything that we run here, he's always offering and seeing what he can do to help out. And again, the T20, we had so much stuff going on, and we had a lot of industry people in town for that. We had again, as you mentioned, Billy Mitchell and Walter Day and.
It was one time. Sorry, go on.
Iwatani came out as well.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Toru Iwatani, creator of Pac-Man, was here recently. Mm-hmm. So many. It's been amazing that how many industry people that have worked on these great arcade games have been showing up.
Yeah.
Jeff Lee is the creator of Qbert and worked on so many Gottlieb games like Mad Planets and Us versus Them, which is another great game that we. Can't wait to get out on the floor with the cabinets out there.
It looks so cheesy but so good. I've seen some videos.
I played
awesome.
that game. In Canada.
Kerry Cheney, who is the owner of the Place Arcade out in Ohio, donated us a Laserdisc player. So we are very close to having that up and running.
Cool.
Huge shout outs to him for coming out for the event and being part of it, and again donating the Laserdisc player. Who else was at the T20? Brian Colin, who was creator of Rampage. He originally worked on Discs of Tron as well. Rampage World Tour, Sarge, Xenophobe, Arch Rivals, Pigskin 621.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of great games. And who else? George Petro, who worked on Trog. We have so many people that are huge fans of Trog here. I actually just got a new Trog board in today, which, with George's help, we will be converting back to the prototype version of Trog, the unreleased version of it. And then hopefully me and Seth can 2-in-1 that and
run them both.
Run them both.
Cool.
Wow.
I was thinking of linking them and making 8-player Trog. No, I'm just kidding.
That's
8-player Trog.
Pretty hard to find cabinet. The original game, you basically played a hand and you were moving stuff around, and they thought that was going to be people just didn't get it. But George Petro has said that he'll hook me up with the ROMs and stuff so that we can convert the board back to what the game was originally going to be. So we'll get to see what it was before they changed it. They said he changed it pretty much like 2 weeks before the game came out.
Oh, just the sprites, the dinosaurs and eggs and stuff?
The sprites were it's all the same artwork. They just changed it from being this game where you're moving this hand, you were controlling a hand, to where you were controlling the dinosaurs.
Oh.
I believe you were moving the hand and keeping the dinosaurs away from Trog. But I'm not sure. I've never played it, so I'm anxious to see what it's all about.
See how it turns out.
It's hopefully this week we'll get that set up, and then we can 2-in-1 it and get that up and running. But we've for me, it's felt like we haven't been putting up many games.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, with the expansion, a bunch came up then. Well,
Yeah, we put up 6 one day and
Yeah.
5 one day and then 3 and then a bunch of single ones. But it seems like that was a long time ago.
oh.
Is it of what the cabinets that are on the floor? What are you anxious to get up and running?
I'm looking forward to mostly Death Race. From,
Death Race.
the 77 game from Exidy. It's simple and it's straight 2-player head to head, kind of like Pong but with direction. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Cool.
That was actually donated to us by Tanya Kleiss, who works at Stern. He was moving in, I believe, from Seattle. And he was at the arcade, and he was like, I want to give you something. And he's like, it's something I think will go well over in the arcade. And had it shipped over, and went out and picked it up. And it was amazing. It's like such a rare game for somebody to donate it to us. It was actually the first banned video game, just because they thought that running over people
Yeah.
is a little too much for 77. How I know when we've had it, me and Brandon have looked at it. Ken's looked at it. We've had a handful of attempts at it, but haven't had. I know I've talking with you that we're pretty close now.
I wouldn't say close, but at least we're making headway. I've ordered some parts for the board, and I got another switch to change in one of the steering control mechanisms. I think that keeps 2-player from going to full throttle, but once I get one balanced out, I'm going to put the scope on either side and match what isn't happening on the other side and repair player 1 as well. So it's slowly and surely making ground. It's doing more than what it did when I turned it on 3 weeks ago, so that's at least something.
It's awesome, and it's good. Like you've worked at other venues and arcades.
I have. The biggest one was probably ESPN Zone.
How many games did they?
They only had 103, but they were mostly jumbo size and oversized deluxe. What I call the 5th generation games, where such as Rapid River with the oars you had to move back and forth that ran on pneumatic pumps that moved the whole seat, and Wave Runner and Daytona USA and the Cruisin' Exotica Deluxe with the twin coil motion underneath that, of course, you can't get parts for any longer. Final Furlong, the 1995 Namco horse racing game, we had 4 of those, and I was constantly filling in material in those foam heads because some drunk guy decided it would be fun to rip it off and throw it through another monitor.
Oh boy.
But their giant attraction games were their main draw, and that was a lot of my main focus. Sega Rally, the deluxe version that had the decelerative expressive interface that bounced up and down. I mean, we wouldn't even have any room for half of those games here, but it was a different animal than the Ghost is.
How do you manage? There's again 470 plus games. Like, is it all overwhelming? Is it?
Oh no, it's a ranking system in my mind. Like I put, and it does. There is a little tag in there for how much I like the game, because I will fix it faster if I like it, and it's a good thing I like a lot of games. But the amount of attention, can I finish it start to completion before I leave tonight? Can I acquire the part fast enough where I can leave the game down and apart while I get the part, versus leave it all together and try and come up with a $0 upgrade for it? Or so there's a lot of different factors that go into. When I walked in today, I was going to replace a 2-in-1 switch, and I didn't even make it there. I had to go back to Alien Syndrome and reseat all the ROMs because I just worked on that yesterday, and it was back not working today. So things will jump and drop in priority based on whether or not it's smoking. So
I like when you mentioned that you like player feedback. So that's one thing I think that we could all use more of. Like if we are getting feedback from players, like we can tell you like if something's not working right. because you're not here all the time, but someone is on the arcade floor at all times.
Right,
Yeah.
and it even extends beyond me. If we have 8 employees in the arcade, not even 6, we couldn't even try and play 470 games in 3 weeks. So we do rely on you guys to let us know when some of the controls are not functioning properly, because that's can be some of the easiest 5-minute. I mean, James brought up Karate Champ one day, and
Oh yeah.
right on back. All I had to do was run an emery board over the Wicco stick contacts, and it plays a lot better. And it only took 10 minutes, and now it's been working good for over a month.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so but we may have never gotten to it, or never have found it, had James not brought it up to us. So we do rely on the feedback of customers and guests to tell us when things are not working or
Yeah.
not centered properly.
If you let us know, sometimes it's so easy, like right then and there. Sometimes something can be done. So, like,
By the time you finish playing the next game somewhere else, I'll have the first one fixed
yeah,
again.
if Seth is here, or if it's a simple, like, put a new cherry switch on something, like whoever's on the floor can probably do that. Like, letting us know later on Facebook is cool, but we can't improve your experience while you're still here. So if you tell us right away, we can do something about it, basically.
Right, and you telling us personally immediately jumps it up the priority list to first and foremost, because I'm looking at you. I want to see you smile. I don't fix video games for the games. I fix them for the people that are playing the games and their experience.
So it's definitely always a huge thing. Like we want everybody, like as much as we try to make sure everything's playing great, it does definitely help the feedback, and it does. There are so many games here that it's a challenge. Like we at least once a week we've been sending Eddie and Mike and John to play test everything, but there'll be so many hundreds of people here over the weekend that it changes quick.
And even that is, while it's great, even when we test it, that's not a reliable test, because they're just seeing if the directionals work. We need to see if it needs to work while the game is going, under stress. Like when you need to hit that diagonal to get into that spot to beat the boss, and it's hard to. We can test it and it might work, but it might not hit it on a la minute, on the fly, at the game. So we want it to work for you while the game is working, not just while we're testing it either.
Not in the test menu where we can just look at the cardinal directions. Yeah.
Right. And like the fighting games especially, it's so critical, and we always are constantly ordering our cherry micro switches, and like even if the directions will work, if you're not able to hit those angles, like your special moves aren't coming out. So
Right.
we always do appreciate the input and the help of finding stuff to make it better for everybody.
And feel free to leave comments on the YouTube video as well. As many, who knows, if you're not a fan or not a friend of us on Facebook, leave it there and we'll check the comments as well.
For sure. But always, if you're finding something and you're here, tell us while you're here, because we want to fix it immediately.
True, but if you know of it and you're thinking of it right now, don't let it go unspoken.
That actually brings up another thing. Our Facebook fan page closing in on 10,000 likes. I think we're
really close.
like 30 away last time I checked.
Wow.
So we appreciate everybody going to the Facebook page and liking it, and joining our Facebook group, the Galloping Ghost Productions page, where we post all of our arcade information, and definitely hope to be making a lot of new posts in the next 2 weeks, not only with the Shmups tournament and all the pictures from that, but we do have probably close to 10 games coming up in the very near future.
Yep.
I think we're finally going to officially put Cosmic Cruiser on the floor, which we had shown off at our first Developers Day,
Yeah.
when we had Chris Tang, who was the guy that worked on Primal Rage, and Jeff Lee and Brian Colin out. Definitely cannot wait to get that up and running. Probably the most innovative cabinet that I've ever seen. There's definitely a lot going on with its half-silvered mirror and magnetic stick. You checked out the magnetic stick in it, right?
A little bit. It is definitely some unique controls, and the reflected monitor image with the ship in the background really adds to. It's a very sensory classic gaming experience. It isn't just what's going on the screen. There's more to it.
Cool. James, you played much Cosmic Cruiser?
I played in the past, yes.
What'd you think of it?
I don't remember. I mean, it's a long time ago. I mean,
It's a lot.
I like it yeah. It has a hard to say. I mean, once I pick one, if it's up when running and I pick up in it, then it'll be good.
Cosmic Cruiser starring Captain Cruiser, who is also in Wacko.
I was going to say, the cabinets look a little bit like inspiring of each other.
They were, and again, that's the Brian Colin didn't necessarily. He designed Captain Cruiser for Cosmic Cruiser,
Mm-hmm.
but technically wasn't involved in the art on Wacko. But it is the same character.
Okay.
Yeah, the Wacko cabinet with its slanted design and trackball and 2 sticks. Very, very impressive cabinet. That's so cool that like the Bally Midway days when they used to make just really the cabinets themselves were amazing to look at.
Mm-hmm. That was like part of the you look at backgrounds and art, and that's part of it now. Like that goes into the design, or what it did go into the design for them. It was really cool.
And it wasn't just cookie cutter.
Right.
They didn't have 22 cabinets or one cabinet for 22 different games.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a personal favorite cabinet?
Well, from the tech side of it, I really like the P&A cabinets, only because everyone seems to drop critical parts into the bottom. And then when I buy the P&A cabinets, I've come up with many screwdrivers, a couple of soundboards, a dozen or so security bits, and enough change to get me from here to Des Moines.
Nice.
Pete?
But no, it's just a kit cabinet. So I guess if I had a favorite cabinet, it would probably be the 3-screen Darius one. I can't wait to see that one running.
Yeah. I'm always a sucker for like the Japanese style sit down ones. Like, but if I had to choose one that's on the floor here, I really like the Primal Rage cabinet. The sound system on that thing is amazing. It has a dedicated, sound system made directly for itself. And it has a subwoofer, speakers, everything, and of course the game I love, because I can't get enough of it. I love dinosaurs. I love raptors. I'm like a little kid about them still. But yeah, I'd say Primal Rage.
James?
Well, man, that's a good question. I was gonna say type of cabinet. Well, I was gonna bring. All right, if we had a candy cabinet, which I don't mean to bring this up. When I was at the Heart of Gaming in London, England, first of all, I'd like to make a shout out to Mark Starkey, if he's listening to this. Hope you're still doing one hell of a job there. If Sean saw a candy cabinet, I said, "Oh, what the hell?" But I'm sure he'd do fine fixing a candy cabinet. I mean,
It's easier.
I haven't
Easier?
seen one yet.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a full original arcade cabinet. But when I found out about a candy cabinet, it's a little more tricky, but getting used to the controls, but it's all right, good. I don't mean to bring you to the subject about the Heart of Gaming in England, if that's okay. I mean, it's a good thing. There are countries that are like the United Kingdom. Like when they brought out the Heart of Gaming out there, they're testing people all over the United Kingdom were checking that place out. Of course, I was the ambassador of the Galloping Ghost Arcade, and Mark Starkey was overwhelmed. I post comments that, "Oh, I'm coming to the Heart of Gaming and so and so," and he was really overwhelmed by all of our presence and all the stuff we had to give him.
Brought back some cool stuff too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely the Scott Gangster shirt. I mean,
There's
Yeah.
always lots of
Gangster.
swag.
Yeah.
Well, candy
So-
cabs, maybe there's a chance. The big issue with candy cabs and why we don't have any has always just been space and
Well,
the
they
fact
require
that-
chairs.
that you
They
have to sit
require
down,
chairs.
Yeah.
and that takes up just a bit more room than we have currently. And in saying that in one sentence, we do have the Darius cabinet, the giant 3-screen.
Oh,
Not
man.
that
I
doesn't
have,
take up a huge amount of space, but
Yeah, but it's how many of those cabinets exist?
the one that we have barely exists.
Well, that's true. But that's okay.
Again, Pete being such a huge Darius fan, myself, I'm a huge fan of the entire series. We have on the floor right now. We have Darius Gaydon and G Darius. The series consisted of 5 games, though, which was the original Darius, which was released by Taito, 3 screens, 3 13-inch screens, and then they put out Darius 2.
That was like in the Ninja Warriors type of cabinet, right?
The original Darius was
Yeah.
in a Ninja Warriors style.
Yeah.
Slightly different shape to it, but same concept where it was 2 vertical screens and then 1 inset. The middle monitor, you played, the middle screen is actually a mirror, and it just looks like it's all one seamless giant screen. The second one,
wasn't there a sit-down version too of that game? I think there was. What?
There
how it
was.
shows.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And did the deceased rumble and get killed? I think.
not in the original. The second one, Darius 2, was released in both a 3-screen format, and then they later changed it to a 2-screen format. We have that as well. So we have the original, we have Darius 2, Darius Gaydon, G Darius, and then on the way from Japan is an original full cabinet for Darius Burst EX, another Chronicle,
Oh my.
which is 4-player, 2 27-inch LCD screens side by side, 1 mirrored, and that is a amazing cabinet and massively huge. And I can't wait to see what probably you and Pete Hahn and Peter Gores and
All the shmups guys.
all the Shmups guys.
It's 4-player simultaneous,
4
right?
player to simultaneous.
Oh, boy.
That's crazy.
It's going to
You
be
had
absolutely
me an LCD.
Yeah. Yep.
But first, we have to get the original Darius up and running,
Oh yes.
which me and you spent one morning standing that cabinet up. We had picked the board up quite a while ago, and the board has had issues since we got it. We never had a cabinet for it, and maybe we sent that board everywhere trying to get it fixed. It was beyond the scope of what I can do on a board. Sent it out to various places. One place held it for a year and sent it back and said,
No.
and it's just kind of kicked around from place to place, and now I think we have it in the hands of somebody that says it should be fixed this week.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see what the fox says.
It's the guy who we bought the board from about a year after we got it, maybe a year and a half. We went out to their warehouse, and the cabinet that it came from was lying on its side in some water. The whole bottom had just water rot on it, and it was just, there's no base to it anymore. So we were very fortunate to, I think they sold it for like $100, and we got it back here, and it's been propped up in the back room forever. But now it's finally upright and on the floor and cleaned up quite a bit, and has a new wood frame inside of it. So
I think we got 2 out of 3 working monitors. So I think I might have another 13.
I know we have. They're here somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, well, that might be over here. Yeah.
That runs on 3 13-inch monitors. So that'll be. I cannot wait to get that up and running. That's been one of the few games that has just been.
Beguiling you.
Yes.
I gotta add that to my list of stuff to play too.
Yeah.
I have a big list.
Well, as soon as you finish that one, we'll put up Darius too.
Never ending.
No, it never ends.
But the big, it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Shouldn't end.
But the big problem will come down with space because Darius Burst is on the way, and I have no spot for it. Along with...
Fine, I'll start a fire in the bathroom. We'll take care of like 4 or 5 games. We'll be fine.
Oh, man. I don't even know what we have. What else is coming this week? Oh, Star Wars Pod Racer.
Oh boy, I played that game before.
Episode 1? Oh, the one from episode 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big 33-inch version. Not the super deluxe, but the mini deluxe.
Still
The
sit down,
regular.
right?
It is still sit down, and
Wow.
it has its own giant plastic pod thing you're sitting in.
Okay.
Where that's going, I don't know.
You'll find a way.
We'll use the Force.
But we also, I don't know which of you know this, but we have a shipment, we have a cabinet coming in, another game coming in from Japan, which I just talked to my shipper today, and it should be here 3rd week of July.
Is it a secret?
No. I do like to keep a lot of secrets, hidden games in the vaults, but we'll let it be known that we have the 2011 Castlevania arcade game. Which,
I have never
It's
seen that.
or heard of it. Have you?
The series, yes.
I only
but
heard of it because
the
you-
arcade version? What the heck?
It released from Konami 2011. Music in it is amazing and exactly what you would want from a Castlevania game. It's almost it's a first-person type game where it's actually you'll have almost like a Wiimote where you're actually like whipping at the screen. And
Okay, I also have a contact that I can get the same windshield material that they make NASCAR windshields of, so we'll cover the whole game Lexane.
that one I'm thinking we are going to have to make something to protect the game a little
I
bit.
can get 8x10 sheets of it.
Cool. But I am a huge Castlevania fan, and the opportunity to have that, I just couldn't pass it up. So can't wait to have that. But again, the big problem is where is that going to go?
Who knows?
Who knows?
This would be a good time to mention the fundraiser.
Hey,
What a segue.
what a segue. We are still running our fundraiser. We still have our plans to acquire the middle building, which would allow us to add close to 300 more games, which if we get... let me change that. When we get that space, the 300 games will not take long to...
You have a lot of boards still that are still sitting in storage, right?
We currently have about 130, over 130 boards in storage, and some of those games are just absolutely amazing. It's again, I don't like to list everything that's in the vaults, but there's some really amazing classics. Some stuff that a lot of the regulars have requested, some stuff that you've requested. I know. What did you request recently?
Either Violent Storm or Too Crude.
Too Crude. We have Too Crude.
Yeah.
That's here. I know
The
there's.
unofficial sequel to Bad Dudes.
We might even 2-in-1 that. Maybe. I know some stuff that you've requested, James.
Have I?
Yes. Some stuff that
I've
all the
requested.
regulars have requested. I think with the money that we've received so far from the donations, I think again not only acquiring more games and doing three areas of construction.
Yep, because we expanded the pinball area, then the area to the right, and then the area in the center. So 3 expansions.
And the tournament area. We
Yeah.
decked out our tournament area for all the console players. Got a bunch of stuff up and running. So we've pretty much we've been very quiet on the fundraiser lately, with the exception of Dan Icavelli and Duke Dang, who have been very vocal about.
Yes, thank you guys for doing that.
Absolutely. Huge shout-outs to those guys for all their help in helping us raise money to keep making this place bigger and better. But the ultimate step is to get that middle building. They're still up for moving. We just need to pay for their build-out, pay for our build-out, and then it's 300 more games that would be coming here, which...
It's incredible.
We're pretty much at capacity right now.
Yep.
I have never been so concerned about space where we have Pod Racer coming this week, and it is literally like there is no place for it.
Mm-hmm. So I'll put a link in the description if you want to share this link or visit the link, but it's Galloping Ghost Arcade /fundraiser. We'd really appreciate it.
Yeah,
look at it.
Every dollar helps, and it all goes towards just making this place bigger and better, so we appreciate all the help. But moving on from there, I think we've pretty much covered everything.
You want to cover Dark Presence, or what else do we have? Or anything else to say on Dark Presence? No.
Yeah, we do definitely have a lot of very large Dark Presence. We've been getting a lot of people emailing us about Dark Presence and when's that coming out, and we've been getting invited to some great shows and stuff. Very excited to... we will be having another presentation here very soon.
A dark presentation?
A Dark Presence presentation.
Oh, boy. That's good.
Filled with bad puns today.
But we will, for those that joined us out at MGC, we had it playable there. It is now much more playable. So very anxious to get it in front of people and let them check it out. But definitely stay tuned to our Facebook and keep an eye out for big announcements. But so what are you guys playing anything tonight? Are you...
Well, I am working, but I might sneak in a game or two of Gradius 4 or X Multiply. I'm letting X Multiply slip as I'm playing Gradius 4, so I got to resharpen that. I still want to try to beat it. Like I got my best game. I got probably halfway through level 6, and it's a 7-level game, so I'm not too far from it.
I still think you will have both loops completed very soon.
I don't know about both. The first loop I can see.
As soon as
it gets harder.
The second one's just a variant on the first.
Right.
Yeah, you just got to go just play the first and then realize the differences.
A lot of people say Darius Gaiden is a pretty hard game.
That's a great game to get into if you're just starting with shmups. I highly recommend that. I love that game.
Great game.
Can't say enough about it.
James, you playing anything else tonight?
Oh, boy. After this, I'm going to rest and come back here tomorrow, see if we help anybody. But like I said, after when I broke the almost 32-year-old world record on the pit, I mean, I know there'll be other challenges, new games, and mostly oldies but goodies, or whatever is up your sleeve, Doc. It's all good. I mean...
so what are you going to play tonight?
Yeah.
I played... Well, I don't know. I mean, I played Qbert. I played...
Did you play Rampage today?
No.
You played Gradius 4 today?
No.
Did you play Tapper?
We're grilling James here.
Tapper is a fun game. Well, I'm better at Timber and Tapper.
Both great games.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if I had to, not to bring this up, if I had to request or suggest two, there's only two, there would be Black Widow. I don't know if you heard that game.
Black Widow. James, that's an expensive one.
Oh, boy.
You're killing him.
Okay, all right. I can wait our time.
No, what do you want? Black Widow and what? What would you get?
Domino Man.
Domino Man. Excellent game. Very rare.
Is that about pizza? What is that?
No, it's about... No, not Dominoes, man. It's about the game Dominoes.
Almost the third in the Timber Tapper series.
Oh, okay. Same type of cabinet?
Yes.
Cool. I like those cabinets. They're very cool.
Yes. I'm very happy that ours are side by side.
Dominoes.
I know of one for sale right now, but where would I put it?
Go?
Right. If you developed an anti-gravity gun, we could float a few games around.
I feel like I'd say Domino Man. There was the Noid game for the NES, but
I forgot about that. Yeah.
But this is not the Domino. This is the last time I say about Domino. There's no Noid in this.
Seth, you playing anything tonight?
No, I'm fixing things.
Fixing
tonight,
things. Excellent. The weekend is coming.
I only play games when I'm thinking or when I can't figure out how to fix something and I need 5 minutes to think about it. Then I play Bubble Bobble.
Brace yourself.
Yeah,
The
so
weekend is
don't
coming.
bother me while I'm playing Bubble Bobble. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about another game.
Well, cool. I think that about wraps it up.
Before I say this, I just want to say one final thing. Mark Starkey, if you're hearing this, you're always welcome to come here if you're ever in the Chicago, Illinois area or anywhere. And I'm sure you'll love the place. I loved your Heart of Gaming arcade. And you're more than welcome to stop by here. I mean, I know Doc liked your page, same with Jason Crow, Head for Dart, and myself. And I know you're doing a very good job at running that arcade. I mean, it's not easy to do, but you're more than welcome to come here. And one final thing, Tron Guy, if you're out there, if you're even listening to this, if you're alive or not, I don't know.
Why would he be alive, James?
I don't know. No one knows where he is. I mean, it's just the challenge is out there. Like I said, if anyone takes me to where he is, does a little speech, I'll interrupt him and say, "Boo! You know, I have achieved this and that." I probably challenge you to come to the Galloping Ghost and, you know, those 3 games: Tron, Discitron, Robotron. Simply as
Who
that.
would win in Trog, though?
Me.
That was a pretty quick answer.
Is the Tron Guy a gamer? Well, I mean, a true classic. I don't know. I mean, no one knows.
The challenge is out there.
Wouldn't you be like we don't even know if he's a gamer. You need to challenge like Triforce to come out.
Oh,
Challenge someone on equal footing.
Somebody of your caliber of
So maybe challenge Tron Guy to
challenge
a Tron.
Matt Walters to come out here. We haven't
no,
seen
no,
Walters
no,
out here
they're,
recently.
Yeah.
they're my friends. They're my friends. I mean,
It's a friendly competition.
I mean, oh boy, man, it's heavy.
Gamer of the Year versus Gamer of the Year. Only one to emerge. One
Take
leave.
it out on the grid.
Yeah.
Winner of the grid, Gamer of the Year. Grid
That's an idea, but I don't know why I started. Ever since that video with Fred Hart and Matt Rockowicz, I think went sort of viral about me challenging Tron Guy. Well, I mean, why?
Oh, that wrestling one.
Yeah. The rest
Yes,
of the
where
For those fans of wrestling, we might have a Galloping Ghost promo coming up soon. That stay tuned. That there could be something really awesome wrestling-wise happening here soon.
ooh, I think I know. I'm not gonna say it.
No way do you know. It'll be a total
It'll blow your
surprise. Maybe. Or it won't.
I'm saying nothing.
Cool. Well, we thank you everybody for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. We hope to definitely be doing this more regularly.
Yeah, I want to do this more as well as stream more. So hopefully we can do that
Yes, there's definitely a lot of things that with the expansion it's been tough. We hope to get back on our player profiles. We haven't done any of those in quite a while, and we have so many great players that come and play here. We really want to get back on doing those, and definitely a lot more streaming, like you said.
Cool.
So,
Thanks everyone for listening.
so we will hopefully see everybody around the arcade soon. This is Doc Mack from the Galloping Ghost Arcade, and see ya.
Bye.
Peace out.